private credit market continues to grow at a record pace, with corporate direct lending expected to surpass $2 trillion and the broader, what we call private credit 2.0, all-encompassing private credit, likely to reach over $30 trillion in assets. I'd love to touch on the gorilla in the room, artificial intelligence. It's in every magazine, on every newspaper cover. Emily, maybe we'll start with you. Is there a connection to be made between artificial intelligence and investing in private credit?
There's actually a lot of commonality between private credit and AI if you step back a little. If you think about it, they're both areas that are growing very quickly, and so they have captured the imagination of the financial markets. They also are both areas that are much broader than just the tagline would tell you. If you think about AI, you're thinking about both generative and predictive. You're not even thinking only of the productivity gains that you could get from AI or the results. You're also thinking about what are the pipes you need to lay to have AI? How do you store the data? How do you gather the data? What does a data set look like? So it's this very broad space. Private credit also is not a monolith. When we say, how does private credit intersect with anything? You have to first say, well, what do you mean by private credit and which part are you talking about? And I would really highlight that private credit, very recently, we've seen a large trend towards diversifying away from only the leveraged credit market to really lending to a much broader array of collateral types. And that's leading to the growth that you're talking about and really what we think is a second wave of growth. So when you think about AI and private credit, I'll maybe give you a couple of examples of different types of private credit and how they're intersecting with AI, and then we can go a little deeper. If you think about AI, one of the very first things you need to do is have data for AI. So you need to have data centers, and debt lenders are financing these data centers. We're seeing that being financed in investment grade markets. We're also seeing it being financed in real estate markets, in commercial real estate debt. And we're seeing the infrastructure debt market play a really big role in building a lot of the infrastructure for AI. So you're seeing a lot of players there. You're also seeing places like the investment grade private placement market lending to utilities and having a lot of insight into the energy required to run the data centers and to then create the power to really be able to generate a lot of the results that we're seeing. On the other end of the spectrum, you're seeing what many people think of with AI, the flashier type of results, the new technologies, the new companies that are coming up to take advantage of the AI in the technology sector, in some of these faster growing, earlier venture companies. And areas like growth lending are lending to these really disruptive models in healthcare and technology that are evolving quickly as a result of AI enablement. So we're seeing it across the market.
Emeka, maybe following on to you, where do you see opportunities in artificial intelligence? As an investor, do you think that AI will play an important role in how you identify companies to invest in going forward?
Definitely, it will be a tool going forward. While most people are excited about the technological aspect of it, which is yet to come, I am more excited about the infrastructure that is needed to be in place for AI to reach its full potential. And I think Emily alluded to data centers, for instance, the amount of power that needs to be generated to run these data centers. Those are the things that I look at and excite me as to, AI, the impact of AI on the investment cycle. Also, if I think about utilities, how much more improvement we have to put on our grid system in order to be able to handle the increased power that's being generated, smart meters, smart cities, all of those things. There's a whole host of infrastructure that is needed for us to really get the full impact of AI. So that investment need and financing that investment need is what I'm more excited about at this point.